And let's go to the National League Central. As we all know, we've been following it very carefully. You've got St. Louis Cardinals at 89 and 64, Pittsburgh Pirates at 65, and the Cincinnati Reds at 87 and 66. Jeff, if the playoffs started today, all three of those teams would be in there. You can't rule out the Nationals, but the Nationals are going to need a big, big miracle for two of those teams or three of those teams to collapse.
No, you have to rule out the Nationals because the Nationals are 5 games.
They'll need a miracle, and it's amazing that they're actually playing well because we were saying they're done, they're finished, and there's no way they're going to do it.
5 games out. Yeah. They're 5 games out behind. They're 5 games behind Cincinnati for the second wild card position. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So you're going to have Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and St. Louis all. Well, St. Louis will make the playoffs. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh will be playing in the one wild card game to get in to see who makes the playoffs. That's how.
And it'll be amazing to see what the playoff atmosphere is like in Pittsburgh. I know for Pirate fans, they've been saying, finally, a long time, especially when you think about the fact that it's been 21 years since the Pirates finally made it to the playoffs.
Cincinnati is only 1 game behind Pittsburgh, okay? So Cincinnati can get ahead of Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is in 3rd place and Cincinnati is in 2nd place. That 1-game playoff game will be in Cincinnati instead of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it right now, Jeff, just how tight this is going to be. And it's going to be an interesting last week of the baseball season because a lot of things will happen. One team's going to come out of there with the National League Central Division.
They're only 2 games behind St. Louis.
Yeah.
Okay, and Pittsburgh's 1 game behind St. Louis. St. Louis needs 8 games to clinch.
And to keep in mind, too, Pittsburgh is up 2-1 in their game against Cincinnati, and that's a big game. This whole series, this whole weekend in Pittsburgh between the Pirates and the Reds is so important.
And you want to know something? And you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh just lost 3 of 4 to the Padres in Pittsburgh. That's crazy.
It is.
And that's great. So I'm hoping Cincinnati can bounce back and win at least 2 or 3 in Pittsburgh. Switch spots with Pittsburgh. That would be nice. I would like that. And St. Louis has got to keep winning. And they don't play well against Milwaukee at all. I don't know why.
But that National League Central is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's a fight
last week.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the American League is pretty much set. I mean, Oakland only needs 3 more games to clinch. Detroit only needs 3 more games to clinch. And that's pretty much set there. And then you got to look at the wild card standings because, then you got Texas and Tampa Bay, who are tied, pretty much, dead heat. And then Cleveland's only a half a game behind that, and Baltimore's only 2 behind that. And believe it or not, Kansas City's only 3 back.
Are you surprised, Jeff, to see the Royals in this thing?
Yeah, I am. You bet your sweet petunias.
They have shocked a lot of people. A lot of people were saying there's no way the Royals should be in this. But for some reason, Ned Yost has really kept that team together. And the Royals are such a young team. They're kind of saying, let's show people that we can actually do it. You got to remember, too, 6 years ago, the Colorado Rockies won 21 out of 22 to get to the World Series. And they were tough all the way. They hadn't I remember when the Red Sox swept them, I was thinking, wow, after that first game, I was like saying the Rockies hadn't lost in 38 days. Maybe the Royals are kind of thinking we could do that and play some spoiler and really show people how to play. But Royals are going to need an absolute miracle for things to go well. The Yankees, I have to say, I don't see them making the playoffs. They absolutely looked horrible up in Toronto, Ontario. They're going to have to not only win their games, but they're going to have to do a lot of scoreboard pitching. And you got to keep in mind, what's going to tell the story for the Yankees is against Tampa Bay.
No, they're done.
They have 3 games at home against the Rays.
They're done. It's finished. They're done.
And I don't know if Joe Girardi will be back or what they're going to be like because I watched the game Sunday night when Boston pounded them and swept them, which was great. But they were saying that the Yankees could be facing a lot of major decisions. They don't even know if Girardi will be back. Mariano Rivera, he's going to be gone. And I got to tell you, Jeff, I think it was a tearjerker for any baseball fan about how they honored Mariano Rivera at Fenway. That was pretty a pretty cool tribute last Sunday night.
Every place he went to, the last game he played there, they gave him something, right?
Yeah.
So this guy's got freaking something from every American League team that he played against. That's crazy. He's probably got a room full of junk, of crap. You know, Toronto I saw what Toronto gave him. They gave him this thing with a shark coming out and a guy in a boat and a fisher. It was a carving. It was a piece of crap.
Yeah, but the Yankees will be facing a lot of decisions. I just don't see them making the playoffs. The Royals are there. Cleveland, of course, is unbelievable job by Terry Francona.
They're a half a game out of the wild card. They're a half a game out of the wild card. Baltimore's 2 and Kansas City's 3. Those are the only other teams I see it besides Texas and Tampa Bay.
I'm just glad, though, that the Red Sox have clinched a playoff spot. I'm sure, Jeff, when you saw that, you said, "Oh, Sean Schmedley's got to be really happy about that." I was.
No, my first thought was great. Now I got to listen to them how good they are. Great. Yeah, I tried to stop them from talking about them all year. Now I got to listen talking about them because they actually made the playoffs. Son of a bitch. So I kind of hope they did make the playoffs because then we wouldn't have to talk about them.
Well, you were even saying it, I think, before the year. I think that you were saying the Red Sox are going to probably not make the playoffs. I remember you saying that, but then the Sox made it to the playoffs, and so I was happy. If they win tonight, I'll be celebrating because then they'll have the division wrapped up. But anyway, the American League, you're right. It seems like it's set. You know what? And I'm not going to get overconfident because, like Gio said, there's a lot of good teams. Detroit's going to be tough. Oakland really has been tough. And remember, Jeff, first half awards, you picked Bob Melvin to be manager of the year. That still is a possibility.
He's done a great there in Oakland, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Moneyball yet?
I've seen it, and it's a really good movie. I have to tell you, it is a good movie. There's a lot of good baseball.
Hey, I just went to my Facebook site, and I go to the homepage, and it says right there, to Sports World Radio in big caps. Go Bucks. Where is the show, Jeff? With a big, huge picture of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's busting my chops. Pittsburgh's not in first place no more, so suck ass. They're limping into the playoffs. And you want to know something? They're not even going to make the playoffs because they got to play in this gay thing called a one-game wild card game to see who actually makes the playoffs. So if your team don't win that wild card game, they did not make the playoffs, and they will not make the playoffs. They might make this one wild card playing game, but they ain't making the playoffs.
You know what's going to end up happening? Wes is going to be putting up lots of "We Are Family." He's going to continue to keep putting that up. We are family.
He's incredible, man.
In the National League East, as I pointed out in the update, Jeff, we moved to them. You picked the Braves. Congrats. You're right. The master predictions. Atlanta, 1 game away from doing that. And Jeff, are you amazed that Atlanta was so good? I just wasn't sure because when Chipper Jones retired, I thought they weren't going to be good.
Wes is in the house now. Hey, what's up, Wes?
Oh, it's the Bucks fan. It's the Bucks. 4 wins, we win the division.
Okay. Wes, I hate to tell you. Something, Wes. But if the Pittsburgh Pirates play in that one wild card playoff game and do not win, your team did not make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So you better hope and pray that they either win the division to make the playoffs or win that wild card game. Because if they don't win that wild card game, they didn't make the playoffs, bitch. So there you go. So this is going to be good. How do you lose 3 out of 4 to the San Diego Padres?
Yeah,
Mr. Pittsburgh Pirates, my team is the best. How do you lose 3 out of 4 to the San Diego Padres? Tell me that one there.
Division
title. You're not even the division leader. Come on there.
You have to focus, Wes, on making sure that the Pirates win this weekend series against the Reds.
And Wes, if I was you, I would worry about more of the Steelers than the Pittsburgh Pirates. Because the Steelers got a bigger problem than the Pittsburgh Pirates do. Won 5 out of 6 one game. Dude, you lost 3 out of 4 to the San Diego Padres.
Oh, jeez.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
3 out of 4 to the Padres.
Yeah.
At home, no less. Come on.
Look what he's saying. We won 5 out of 6 to 1 games. And look, the Steelers have no run.
Steelers ain't got nothing. And who are you going to blame that on? Todd Haley? Of course you're not going to blame that on Roethlisberger. No, he's the king.
Oh, gosh.
No. You're not going to blame it on Roethlisberger. You're going to blame it on Todd Haley because that's who you are. And I'm telling you, if the Pittsburgh Pirates don't win that wild card game, they didn't make the playoffs. That's the name of that tune right there. They didn't make the playoffs. I'm telling you right now. That's the way it is, man. And if you don't like that, so sorry, suck this. Because that's just the way it is. I'm just telling you like that. That's how I feel. That's how Sean feels. That's just the way it is. That's how Gio feels. That's how we all feel in here. If you don't like it, don't listen. But I know you can't help yourself. I know you can't help yourself. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It looks like I lost Sean on the Skype there. But that's okay. What the hell's going on over here, man? There's some weird sounds coming out of the freaking backyard of my house here. I don't know what the heck's going on. Maybe Sean's not freaking answering his phone. He don't want to be a part of the show no more. I don't know. But you crush the Cards. Anybody can crush the Cards right now. They stink. I'm telling you right now, Wes, you better worry more about the Pittsburgh Steelers than you do the freaking Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, if that isn't the case, what'll end up happening is he will say something like, well, the Pirates didn't do this and the Steelers are bad. I'll just focus on the Penguins. But all I know with Wes is, ever since Facebook, hey, watch your lip on the Red Sox, pal.
Hey, Wes, question. Did you join the fantasy football pick'em pool that we got going? If you didn't, why not? Really afraid to get your ass kicked? That's right, because you know what? I'm in first place in it. So, suck it. You like them apples right there. You like those apples? Those are really good apples.
Very tasty apples.
Very tasty apples. I like that song. That's great. Very tasty apples.
Yeah, well, anyway, Wes, what is it with all this talk about you thinking that, look what he's saying, Pens, Pirates, Bucks. He wants a Red Sox Pirates World Series. He's been telling me that.
Hey, Wes, I got more important things to do than play a video game. Okay, I got 3 or 4 businesses I'm running. I got more important things to do than play a video game.
Yeah, Wes, I tell you, your Pirates, if you're going to play the Red Sox in the World Series, you better watch out because you just want to get at me because the Bruins beat the Penguins in a sweep back in June. That's all he wants to do. He says, oh, yeah, look, give me the – oh, yeah, so what are we supposed to have here, Wes?
Now, yeah, okay. See, Wes, I play video games once a year. That's when my nephew comes out here for Christmas. Comes out for like 12, 14 days, and we play video games a couple of times a day. That's it. I don't play video games, dude. I got more important things to do in my time than play stinking video games. That's how I look at it. Hey, Wes, there's a really great new cool website I think you'll really enjoy. It's called SportsWorldRadio92013. If you head over there, become a free member, and you can put your own sports stories on there. So if you find a really cool sports story about the Pittsburgh Loser Pirates, you could put it on the site. If you find a really cool story about how the Roethlisberger got sacked 5 or 6 times in the game and they got their ass kicked, you could put the story on the site.
You know what Wes has been saying? He says, look, it's been 34 years since the Pirates' last World Series. And I'm sure he's saying, I can feel a Pirates World Series,
and
folks, so I can
stick
it to Jeff.
It's going to be another 34 years before they get their next one. They're not getting a division. St. Louis is going to win that division.
No, he says it'll be a division title story. Ha, ha, ha. That's what we knew when Wes came in here. I was like, wait for it.
They are not going to win the division, just like I said. And they will not make might get in that wild card game, but they ain't getting in the playoffs.